Whether you're into Japanese imports or not, one thing's for certain, and that is that they're here to stay. In recent years, the bar has been significantly raised in almost every area of this sector of the motor industry. Government regulation has meant much tighter control on the type of vehicles, the method of importation, the standards required by importers, and the services of finance, insurance and warranty. You'll see from our reports that many of the big-name service providers are including these imports within their available packages, and unlike in the past, without adding hefty rate levies. During this series of Drive Time TV, we'll be taking a closer look at the scene and in particular the range of models hitting our shores. It's a well-known fact that in general these vehicles are low kilometre and well appointed. However, in recent times the range of vehicle categories being imported has widened, giving the options to a bigger buyer demographic. It should also be noted that several mainstream vehicles have been imported to Oz via manufacturers such as Mitsubishi, utilising the low volume import system, the Evo 8 one such example. Over the coming weeks we'll be profiling several examples of family style people movers, sedans and wagons, as well as of course hot sports versions and even specialty models we never got to see. We start our series with one such example. Here's David's take on Nissan's Silvia Varietta.
When Nissan introduced the S15 update of the popular Silvia Coupe in 1999, it made quite an impression here in Australia, the turbocharged version of what we call the 200SX, winning Motor Magazine's Performance Car of the Year award in 2001. A smart-looking two-door with sharp lines always begs the question, how will this one look minus the roof? Well, the job of answering that question was left to Autek, Nissan's special vehicles division.
Now, Autek is responsible for hyper variants of other Nissan models. They're the same crew that turned the humble Stagia wagon into a GTR-powered thrill machine the whole family could enjoy. And this time around, punters could finally combine the hugely popular Silvia two-door with all the fun of open-top motoring.
This really was a convertible that retained all the characteristics that made the Silvia a desirable sports car in the first place. So being a variation on a very successful theme, Nissan called it the Silvia Convertible Varietta, Italian for variation. After a lot of anticipation, the Varietta was released in Japan in July 2000. Now, unlike the coupe, the Varietta wasn't available with the turbocharger, but the naturally aspirated version of Nissan's SR20 2-litre 4-cylinder motor wasn't exactly asthmatic to start with, and there was plenty of scope for aftermarket performance enhancement. Also unavailable to buyers of the convertible was the coupe's 6-speed gearbox, and while a 5-speed manual was an option for the drop top, our drive car has been fitted with a 4-speed auto.
Now, one of the key features on the Silvia Convertible is actually on show when the roof is not down, if you know what I mean.
A rag top for the Varietta? No siree. The brief to Autek's engineers was to go all out and fit a hard top, and so they did. It hides away in the boot, but at the press of a button it rises as if by magic. Actually, an electric motor takes care of that, and in 20 seconds you're driving a Silvia Coupe and your hair won't go curly in the rain. Inside, you're snug and dry. You're especially snug if you're sitting in the back seat, but overall the cabin is well appointed, especially with the full leather option. The design of the instrument panel, a highlight for me.
Any hope punters had of snapping one of these up at their local Nissan showroom was quickly snuffed out shortly after the convertible's debut at the 1999 Tokyo Motor Show, Nissan Australia saying these babies were too expensive to bring in.
But that's all changed just in the last 6 months, with the Varietta finally being made eligible for compliance here in Oz. Nissan stopped building the Silvia range in 2002, so obviously you can't buy a brand new one, but that means you won't be paying mega bucks for one of these either. According to the Varietta's only current WA stockist, local Japanese specialist autowholesale.com.au, it will cost you in the region of the high 20s to mid 30s to be driving this rare version of the 200SX, a car that's already becoming a cult classic here in Australia.